Hello, everybody. Welcome to 55 and 5. We got 2 left. There's only 2 left in our series celebrating and recounting and recanting and whatever other word starts with re, the 1955 Parkhurst Wrestling trading card set in 5-minute history lesson increments. Ian Riccoboni, Cary Silkin, our producer AJ from Bisson Creative and Web Design, Uncle Gunny, Captain Lou, they're with us. Our spiritual advisors, they're going to get us through it because Cary, we got 2 left and they're fun ones. They are A-list celebrities in the wrestling world. I'm ready to go. How about you?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Going to show this card to the fans at home. I'm going to set the timer. Cary, probably the Canadian legend. We talked about Yvon Robert. But this man can tell us this is a repeat, but this is a better card than what we had last time. A great photo. Whipper Billy Watson.
It is a great photo. Here's a man who never looks young, no matter when you see him. Right?
Yeah.
He's always in that man's man style.
Right. And that was part of his persona, too. He's kind of, I hate to draw this comparison, but he was kind of like the 40s version of Stone Cold. Like, he kind of the everyman.
He was the Canadian superhero. Yes, the Rougeaus, Yvon Robert, so on. But Whipper Billy Watson was right up there. Had the NWA belt?
He did, yeah. He in 1956, he defeated Lou Thesz for the title with Jack Dempsey as the referee.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, Whipper Billy Watson, bona fide, top of the top. It's either him or Bret Hart, I'd wager, is the greatest Canadian wrestler of all time. And I don't know that anybody else comes close. Those are the 2 guys that are, I think, 1A and 1B.
I don't know if he ever worked at Capitol.
Yeah, I didn't seek that out. What I did notice was that he really stayed kind of home based, and I think that helped him. He stayed in Toronto, he stayed in Montreal, and one of the interesting ways that they promoted him was that he really did a great job of blurring the lines. He said, Frank Tunney, I signed a contract, all I'm getting are preliminary matches. I want a world title shot. So they had a storyline, which was a little kind of unheard of, other than, good guy does something, bad guy kind of screws over the good guy, they have a match. This was, okay, fine, you're going to beat 4 guys in one night, and then you get a title shot. And he did, and that was 1941. So one of the early kind of storytelling devices in wrestling, and more or less a made man after that. It's all over the papers, all over the press. He becomes a contender for the title, doesn't win it until 56, but draws big money chasing it, teams with every other popular Canadian star. We talked about Yukon Eric. We've talked about Yvon Robert. Guys that were massive.
He would go to Detroit, too, and wrestle the Sheik.
Right. Absolutely. So he was a guy that could
get a quick payday for 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, right. I mean, he was a guy that was a shooter. He could wrestle, but he wasn't afraid to scrap it up either. And that really endeared him to the Montreal and Toronto fans. He did try his hand at promoting. He has one of the early attempts at trying to start Seattle on its own. So sometimes Stampede kind of blended all the way down, but it didn't usually get to Vancouver, didn't usually get to Seattle. He noticed there was a market there in late 50s, early 60s, didn't work out. So he tried to kind of create a Seattle territory. Didn't happen, but after that he goes back, continues to wrestle, retires in 71 due to a car crash. So late 30s to 71, so over a 30-year career. One of the only wrestler, we said this the first time we did his first card, the only wrestler in the set to have an elementary school named after him.
Really? That's
right. And he was huge with charitable efforts, just a folk hero in Canada. He's got a school named after him in Ontario. He had set the record for largest single-day fundraising drive in Easter Seals history at one point.
I wonder if the school, we should look it up.
Yeah.
Did they use the Whipper?
The Whipper, right.
The Whipper nickname in there? Because it can't be the Billy Watson.
No, it's got to be Whipper Billy Watson. And we learned last time that whipper was allegedly, according to the card. Now, we've since found, that was a very early episode, we've since found out these cards are full of shit. But at least before, that card said the whip was one of his signature moves, right. The Irish whip. I'm curious to know if that was the real deal. I can't find anything that disputes it, so we're going to have to, we'll run with it for now. But Billy Watson, probably 1A or 1B in terms of Canadian stars. Throw Chris Jericho in there too, but that's, I mean, those are your guys, and enduring legacy. So
it's all come down to one last card.
It's come down to the 52 tops mantle of the set. That's what I'll say. Because if you remember, the 52 tops mantle isn't his first card.
No.
It's his best card.
Right.
So we will see who that is tomorrow, and we hope you join us then. For Ian, Cary, of course for me, for Cary, for AJ, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Happy wrestling, everybody.